everybody, this is Gosha from Cosmic Agency, and today I'm going to present you a little bit more information about the coronavirus situation. I'm trying not to focus on this too much, and I don't want to continue to make these videos, but if there is something interesting on the topic, then I feel the duty to inform you, and it is important. And it is important because of what you will see in this report. Okay? So without further ado, let's start. I'm going to talk about the hospital that supposedly Bill Gates is supposed to be constructing. Now, I will also talk about nanodust that the Pleiadians also supposedly, or maybe not supposedly, are spraying over the area, and what actually the cabal is doing to prevent the Federation ships from entering the Chinese region. So this is going to be all very interesting. Let's start with the hospital. Now, some of the information I will read again, just like in the previous one. Some of the information was given to me in English because it was the English conversation, and some of it was in Spanish with Robert. So the Spanish part I will be translating live, okay? So just bear with me here. Okay, let's start with the hospital. Now, as the infection spread in Wuhan, China, the government said it would build a hospital with 1,000 beds in 6 days, with the support of the World Health Organization and with Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation money. Now, this is going to be very, very, very interesting. The Tibetan Pleiadian ships actually flew over that area, and what did they discover? They discovered that the hospital is already there. As they are saying, we flew over the new hospital, the one they said they would build in days, and it is already there. Or it was there when they flew over that area. They are saying someone is making a lot of money by charging money for the construction of something that already exists. It is in exactly the same area as it's supposed to be, and it's not even a nicely looking building of various floors. It's a horrendous thing, plain, flat, with the prefabricated modules. It is located just outside of the city, next to the residential complex of buildings. And now I asked, okay, how is it possible that, this hasn't leaked out? I mean, if they already have the hospital, which they are claiming they are building, at some point this has to leak out. Like, how can they keep the secret? And this is the answer we received. No one can say anything, as the media and the internet in China are heavily monitored and restricted. People cannot go and say that the hospital was there in the first place. So any person who would like to contradict the official version would just be taken as a crazy person. The media are so powerful that whatever you are saying against that, no one will believe that. That's how it is in China. Perfect setup. Now, here they said that there are videos of people from inside of the Wuhan city, all of them desperate, and all of them saying that the situation is much more serious than the authorities in China claim. Now, the Tibetans say this is false, and this is done by the very authorities in China. And this is because no personal private person could come out and just publish the video or say something in the video against the Chinese government. So this is all done on purpose, planting fear on purpose, and those videos are part of the same theater. Now, these are the construction pictures of that new hospital. Now, what they are saying here is that we found that these are old pictures, not the one of the real construction. The dates were changed, that's all, proving it is all a scam. Chinese China is heavily under cabal control. All China in general is a New World Order testing ground. That's why the outbreak is in China and not in Uruguay, for example. So this is all very, 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 very interesting. The hospital, as they claim, is already there, and it was there already before. Now, some of you in the comment section are saying, oh, how can I be saying that people are not dying? We are not saying people are not dying. We are just saying that the cause is different to what the official media claim it to be. But now, consider this point, as they are saying here. There have been, at that point when we were speaking, there have been 268 Chinese deaths plus one. The data we have on deaths in the United States alone in this winter season is of 20,000 deaths due to flu and respiratory complications. More than 20,000 lost each year in the US just for flu-related problems, and it is never really mentioned in the media as a big deal. So why all the fuss about those 269 deaths? No fuss is ever made about that because it serves no agenda. It serves no agenda. If there is fuss made about anything in the media, on the media, then be sure that there is an agenda behind it. They continue to claim, we are quite sure the virus will not amount to anything and the problem will fizzle out in a few weeks. And besides, it is cyclical. A few years back we had the chicken flu virus. Here I'm not sure about the translation. Tomorrow it will be the unicorn or the elf flu virus. It is all, seems to be, the simple flu virus. Deadly, by the way, yes, people do die from it, but only if you are already very weak. And I will mention that in the second part of the video. Now, let's continue to the next part, and this is about the supposed dust, nanodust that the Pleiadian races are spreading over the area. So now, yes, there is a special nanodust. It exists, that is being spread over different areas, and it is multifunction. Now, what they are saying, normally it is against radiation, just like it was in Fukushima, not really against the virus. We have to remember the Taigetans claim there is no virus in the first place. The dust, it is an aerosol with the particles that are designed as antidotes, transmitter of the frequencies, contrary against ionizing radiations. They are spread, and for destructive interference they deactivate a lot of the radiation done by heavy metals and nuclear plants isotopes. Very interesting. Also, there are in a development nanoparticles or intelligent dust that goes against another regressive intelligent dust, and it is to neutralize heavy metals in the atmosphere. So yes, as much as they have this intelligent dust that serves multiple positive functions, there is also a regressive intelligent dust, and one of the functions of those is when the cabal spreads it to detect, as they say here, to detect our ships. Yes, they spread that to detect their ships in operation in a specific area. They are in a heavy use right now and continual use over China in this moment. So the cabal is spreading that intelligent regressive dust in order to detect Federation ships coming into the area. So this is put in place to prevent the entry of the Federation ships and consequently to attack them with EMPs, electromagnetic pulse, and directed energy weapons. this dust is spread all over the world normally. Now I'm talking about the positive one. But depending on the area and the function, this dust or that one will be spread. Taygeta is not developing it, but it does emit the data and coordination in order to know what kind of dust will be spread. Multiple races are developing and spreading that dust. Sometimes it also happens that one race will manufacture that dust. For example, Andromeda and Arcturus, Devonians, Diazriplex, and Corinthians. This is all like within Arcturians. And so they will manufacture that dust and they will give it to other races that in turn will spread it with their ships. And those are usually Centauri and Antaria races. So yes, there is a positive dust being spread over China in this moment. It is multifunction. It is multifunctional. It is to counteract. Normally, this is to counteract heavy metals in the atmosphere that the Chinese spread in order to detect the entry of the extraterrestrial ships that are there precisely to investigate the situation of the virus. Principally, there are 3 Pleiadian races involved in this operation. Engan, remember Engan Pleiadians, Space Vikings, Solatians, and Taygeta, and they are working actively for this situation. Taygeta sustains that after directly analyzing in their onboard labs and not at a distance, analyzing 8 blood samples infected by the so-called coronavirus, that there is no virus and everything points for it to be a media scam. They analyzed 4 males and 4 females. We have studied them very closely in our very well equipped biolab on board this ship, and all our results are negative. Our onboard expert physician declaration, formal declaration, there is no virus. Now I want to talk a little bit more about those chemtrails that are spread in different areas to prevent the entry of the Federation ships, how they work. So here it is explained. They spread chemtrails with heavy metals so that our ships, when we are passing through that area, so that our ships leave a certain trail or the disturbance in the said heavy metals, and this way in their original position, in their original positioning, just like a normal ship leaves a trail. With that, the purpose of that is to fix the position of the ships, to locate, to identify those ships, and then to shoot those ships with different kind of weapons, combined weapons, scalar weapons of electromagnetic pulse, plasma, scalar directed energy, and microwaves. All that in order to shoot down any Federation ships present in the area. In general, and we talked about chemtrails in one of the first Zvarus articles, but here they're adding a little bit more information. The chemtrails are not just for one specific function. The chemtrail is nothing more than a method to throw substances in the atmosphere for a great quantity of functions, and that's from climate engineering, climate manipulation, also to detect non-human, non-terrestrial ships, also to fumigate the human population with pathogens and forced vaccines, involuntary inoculations, and the diffumination of heavy metals in order to generally lower the total frequency of the Earth. When there is a chemtrail in the air, you could then, after that, sometimes observe the apparition of non-human drones, light balls, that are there in order to detect what exactly was sprayed there and pass this information to the command and control of the positive ET ships in order to then send a positive nanodust in order to neutralize those negative chemtrails, if that's appropriate for the specific situation. So that's that. Here Robert has asked, everything that is done through the chemtrails, it's for life, just like it is in the case of the vaccines. And here we have the response, it depends of the compound that they are spreading. For a lot of cases, they don't even need to inject the population with the vaccines, with the forced vaccines. They can do it with chemtrails. Some people say that they have spread this coronavirus and that they could have done it with chemtrails. But we don't have, until this day, any evidence that there is such a virus as coronavirus. It could exist, yes, but we have not encountered it. And more, all the behavior of the so-called epidemics is congruent with a theater and mental control, and not with the real progression of the pathogen with these characteristics. It is still possible that this virus exists, but every day that passes, with each passing day, we are more and more sure that it doesn't. It's all just media theater, and they will continue to observe the situation, and they will continue to follow what's going on here. But as I said here a little bit earlier, with the 8 blood samples already taken and no virus found, and with all the other information around this case, everything is pointing to it being a scam. This is for the money, to lower general frequency of the Earth, to create fear, to sell the vaccinations in order to inoculate the population. It is also to see how the medical services of each country works, in order to then know how to proceed in order to skip some medical protocols when they spread, in the case they spread a real virus. Also, there is another thing here very important, and this is truly very important. And a true virus, as it happens with any contagious disease, is activated with stress and fear in the people. Yes, I'm sure you know this, and you have witnessed this in your own lives. Those that are strong and without fear are immune. And the cabal knows this. That's why they are desperately, because they are on their last legs and they are trying desperately any means possible. So they are desperately trying to create this fear environment, fear of the virus environment, so that the people can become vulnerable to infectious diseases and real viruses. The viruses and the bacteria are opportunistic. This means they will not attack a healthy and no-fear individual. That's why also the cabal is trying so much to debilitate and weaken our system with bad nutrition, transgenics, and all the rest. Okay, now this is to end this. I'm going to share with you this little bit of information that we talked about with them, how to combat a real flu. Like, imagine we have a real flu. How would that be combated the best way? Well, I'm going to share this because, you know, it's nice and it might serve you, of course. So a lot of rest, a lot of lemon, they say, a lot of lemon. I remember that we were talking with Varu some time ago, and she told us that she loves to drink water with lemon. That's her favorite. So a lot of rest, a lot of lemon. Also, cleanse your throat with apple vinegar. But resting is primordial, and not taking any suppressors of the symptoms. Just rest. The vinegar needs to be diluted according to whatever you feel is best for you. But if you don't dilute it, it could burn you. You can do this a lot of times a day. If you have some kind of problem with your throat. Remember that the flu comes because you are overcharged and overwhelmed with something in your life. It is a byproduct or the secondary effect or the consequence of a stress, because stress weakens your immunity system, and any bacteria or viruses or whatever, they are just waiting for the situation to happen. So stay away from stress as much as possible in order to prevent any type of illness, and also in order to cure. Any questions? Any questions at this point? I think I transmitted everything I wanted to transmit. Thank you very much for watching. I really truly don't want to focus on this too much. I want to continue with the program here, and I really truly want to share with you the next video, which is a temporary manipulation, which is going to be 1 hour epic video with a metaphysical, spiritual, scientific information, which I love very much. I love that video very much, so I can't wait to share it with you. Thank you, and remember, no fear. Bye bye.